Good evening, Saints. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Bertha, and thank you. Welcome to Gospel Time. Today we'll be talking about serving in the church as a youth. Today we have Sister Yolanda joining us today. Welcome, Yolanda.
Thank you for having me today.
We welcome you and thank you for accepting our invitation. Please tell us more about who you are, who is Yolanda, and what are your life aspirations.
So I'm a middle child. I have two sisters, one younger and one older than me, and I have two loving parents that support me. And personally, I'm someone that likes to do things, try different things, see if I can grow by doing different things, my aspirations in life, I'm not really sure because I have two options that I'm thinking of career-wise, either going and pursuing in the medical field or the IT field. I want to do something like that, yeah.
So what is your understanding in serving in the church?
So basically, I believe that serving in the church is when you use your gifts, and your talents, things you're good at, to serve and help others, because you can always help a person.
So do you think there is room in a church setting that as a youth can serve?
Of course. I believe that everyone has something to give and help others with, because, if you don't help others, then that's...
So as a youth, do you serve in your church?
I do. I help in the media too.
And what are the other ways that can motivate the youth to as well serve in church?
Well, I think just doing it out of the goodness of your heart, because I think we're all called to serve in church, because we should just help uplift the church in a way, because by serving others, that everyone will have someone to rely on, and it will help everyone feel like they're included, and that, I can rely on this person because they serve in the church, that means they're included in the church. So, yeah.
So what are some challenges that the youth face when it comes to serving God in the church?
Well, I think people don't take them seriously. Maybe they think, it's doing it, but they're not really doing it properly. They're doing it just because they're like, you should do something in church, and they're like, fine. But I think that they should be taken more seriously, because if they want to do something, then the people should support them. We should say, go ahead, do it, because if you're young, if you want to do something, then you should be supported in 100%, especially in church. So, yeah.
So, as you said, as the youth, they don't take themselves seriously. But then, let's say, as a young person, or maybe some of your students or your peers, or even some of your youth, how would you try to convince them and saying, join ushering or something? Because I think probably as a youth as well, probably they're scared to be judged, or probably they're scared to fit in. What if I do this? Will the church accept me, or will people like what I'm doing, or will they say, no, you're doing what you're doing is wrong, you shouldn't be doing that? Don't you get some comments like that?
Personally, I don't.
Really?
Yeah, people here are very nice. They're not mean. They don't say, get out here, you're too young to do this. They support me. They're like, do you want to join this? And they actually even they came and they were like, don't you guys want to be part and do this media stuff? And they were like, sure, let's do it. And they're like, okay, come, we'll help you, we'll train you, and we'll show you what to do.
So you don't feel forced?
No.
You're just you want to try it, dip your toes in it, and
yeah, I believe if you have an option to dip your toes in the water, go ahead. Maybe you even dunk yourself, and you stay there.
So how has serving in the church impacted your life?
Well, for me, it's helped me because I've learned skills. I know how to make flyers and posters, and I believe that it's just helped me grown and know how to listen to other people. Because here in media, you have to listen to other people's opinions and understand how to listen to their opinions and put them in a system almost integrated, And you also have to learn how to help other people also. Because if you learn a skill, you also want someone else to know how to do it, in case something happens and you can't do that thing. So you learn how to help people and you yourself grow from it also. Yeah.
So with your understanding with serving in the church, even if it's the media or just in church in general, how can you apply your understanding of serving in the church to your community or to your family?
So, are you saying how can I do what I'm doing in church outside of church?
Yeah, you can say what you're doing in church, or like different other ways of serving, even if it's in church or even if it's like out there, like what you like as a media person, right?
Yeah.
You're serving in the church, but then
Yeah.
like once you leave that door, are you still serving as a church member or as Yolanda per se to your community, to your peers, and to your family? In a way of serving, even if it's not media, but in different aspects of serving.
I believe yes, because serving people is helping them, doing something for them, right? So even just by helping someone with homework, for example, that's serving someone.
Yeah.
You know, like I think it was Friday we had a math test, and I was like helping my friend, you know, see stuff before the test, and yeah, I was like serving her actually.
That's
you know?
good. That's good.
Yeah, and even just day to day stuff, you know.
Small things.
These are small things that matter the most, I believe.
So if your mom says, "Landa, go and fetch this," you're like, okay, I'm telling my mother, you know, I'm doing this with the goodness of your heart, or like.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I'll just leave it there.
Don't make me in trouble now.
I won't. I promise. I promise. I
Yeah,
promise.
thank you.
So, what can you say to a young person who thinks serving in church is not for the youth?
Well, I like to say, why don't you give it a try first before you judge something? You know, like the popular saying, never judge a book by its cover. So you can't really say, it's not cool, it's not for me because I'm young and hip. I disagree with you. I like to say, why don't you try it yourself? And then you come to your own conclusion. And if you still say it's not for me, then okay, maybe you wait until you grow big and then you can try it again when you're older. Sure.
That's really good. So, what is the best advice that you have received from a pastor, a youth leader, or mentor that has impacted your life?
Honestly, I don't know.
Or like you, like like someone that has inspired you to do whatever it is. Like, oh, you know, I saw a video. You know, he has inspired me. That impacted your life.
I think I would say Auntie Mashudu, because she tries her best with us to to engage with us and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think by that I say, oh wow, I can learn how to engage with other people and help them also maybe go towards God. You know, like for example, with my friends, you know, I always like share with them if they can't come to church. You know, I share with them the church link and they see it, and then I engage with other people also like that.
So you talked about church with the other friends, like, you know, I learned this on this Sunday, and you share each other's sermons and everything else. That's good. That's really good. So if you could switch lives with, if you could switch lives with your a Christian role model, what and who for a day, right? What would you do, and how would you take from what you learned, and how would you apply that to your life?
Does it have to be a specific person?
It depends on you, who you'd like. You know what? I would switch lives with a certain person.
If I had to pick someone, I'd say maybe like just a pastor.
Why is that?
Because I want to see how they manage stuff in church. I feel like it's a bit stressful dealing with it because everyone has their own needs and their wants, you know, and they want you to help them with that. So you have to find a way to help everyone, you know, in an amount of time. And you have to learn time management, you know, so you learn how to manage time, you learn how to speak to people because they're different people. And you need to know how to speak to different people. Otherwise, you can't speak one way to every type of person. It's not going to work, you know. And then also you learn patience, I believe, and caringness, how to care for other people, and just how to love other people. Yeah.
So like let's say you took a role as a pastor, you would be able to like for instance, since like the church, it'd be like his kids, or like you be taking like it'd be like as a church we're a family. You know, we're together. And
Yeah, and you're like the head of the household in a way.
So you feel inspired by what he does. That's really good. I also am inspired. You know, like how he manages it is really good.
Yeah.
So thank you again for joining us,
Thank you for
Yolanda.
having me.
You know, I hope you enjoyed this journey and this conversation.
I did.
Yes. as long as you have fun. Thank you so much for joining us again, Saints. And yeah, join us again. Thank you.
Bye bye.